I'm Joe Craig, Interim Director of the UCCS Economic Forum, and welcome to the Weekly Snapshot. This week, I saw an article talking about the Paycheck Protection Program, or PPP. This program was designed to get money into small businesses as quickly as possible. As an economist, I can put my support behind that, especially during a pandemic. And in this regard, it was without a doubt an unqualified success. The downside is that the limitations on verification were so minimal, it opened the door easily to fraud. Moreover, since lending institutions were not held liable, they had little incentive to put any additional safeguards on the funds. The current estimate on fraud is anywhere between $35 and $190 billion. So the question is it worth it? We're never going to know the answer to this. It's difficult in the best of times to know what would have happened otherwise, and the DOJ is actively pursuing fraudulent funds. I would say that having lived through it and the fact that we are at least currently not in a recession, it was probably worth it, just to make it easier rather than challenging. It's always hard for our government to move nimbly enough to affect our economy in the short term. That's the reason why the Federal Reserve Board exists. By the time any spending plan is set in place to combat something, we are usually past the crisis. My favorite example of this is the Inflation Reduction Act of recent memory. While it's a great name, if we get inflation under control, it will be because of actions of the Fed, not our legislative and executive branches. Although I appreciate those branches passing something that makes it look like they got inflation under control if it ends up being the case. At any rate, it's worth it to note that even when our government moves quickly to make something happen, it opens the door to fraud. That's why this tension between helping people and encouraging predatory behavior will always exist. I hope you found this interesting, and as always, if you have any suggestions for future snapshots, please let us know.